Hello everyone, this is The Lock, and this is the Skeptic Wars podcast. Before I actually start talking about my favorite stories I posted on the Skeptic Wars blog this week, I want to first talk about a petition that's currently on change.org that's asking Congress to protect cancer patients from Stanley Berensky, I think that's his name. Most people probably already know who he is. He's the so-called doctor in Houston that claims to be able to cure cancer, but unfortunately, uh, the current amount of people who are dead and who took his treatments says otherwise. And so this petition is going around. Oh, was started on March 29th, and I've already signed it myself. And it's basically just asking Congress to do what the FDA isn't doing, which the FDA was investigating them, and I believe still is investigating Berisky, but unfortunately, the FDA is allowing his so-called clinic to continue giving these so-called cancer treatments that he claims he developed, but apparently do nothing. As long as he is not involved in them, but this petition is to get Congress to do something about him, to protect the patients from these treatments, and maybe potentially get him to force Congress and force the FDA to get him to stop. And I hope you all sign it. Alright, first story. This is onto the regular stuff. The first story is women who eat organic foods no less likely to develop cancer, research finds. And basically, this is a research study conducted by a cancer by Million Women Study and Cancer Research UK scientists from Oxford University, and they found out that eating organic food, at least for women, I'm not sure about men, but at least for women, eating organic food will no more reduce your risk of cancer than eating, conventional GMO foods. And so, really, there's no. It's like what what every skeptic and scientist has been, and almost every scientist has been saying. GMO foods are not harmful. That they're, in fact, they could develop GMO foods could be developed that they're actually far healthier than organic foods. But so far, eating organic foods is not going to reduce your risk in cancer. Eating GMO foods is not going to increase your risk in cancer. They're perfectly safe, and there's really no reason to buy organic food unless you like to buy overpriced food. That's pretty much just a marketing gimmick. Alright, last member of South Florida psychic fraud family sentenced, and this is the let's see now. Cynthia Miller, 36, who ran Astrology Life Store. She's part of the famous Marx family. She's actually Rose Marx' daughter-in-law, who was the Rose Marx is the ringleader of this uh fake psychic family. And of course, you know, psychics, they're all fakes, but and who has been for a couple of decades now going to these rich neighborhoods and basically scamming people out of their money by pretending to be a psychic. And well, and now Cynthia Miller, she's she's going to jail, and well, this for 3.5 years. She's going to federal prison for 3.5 years, and so I guess you can say this is an end to this whole whole thing. And you know, um, are people going to get their money back? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, they went to um, neighborhoods with rich people in them, so you know it's not like um, it's not like they're most of these people are going to be in bad shape. I mean, some of them might be, but still, what they did was wrong, and it's a good thing they're going to jail. All right. Next one is why you shouldn't eat clay as a detox method, and this talks about um, that some people eat clay as a way to or certain types of clay as a way to basically detox their bodies, and claiming that it can get rid of heavy metals. But you know, it's clay. I mean, it's not good for you. Okay, you shouldn't be eating clay. There's nothing, and our bodies already have a way to remove toxins. It's called our livers and our kidneys. We don't need to eat clay to detox bodies, and you don't know what you're gonna, and plus you don't know what's in this clay. I mean, it could be very toxic stuff. I mean, you could be eating this stuff in order to detox your body, and you're actually going to be putting stuff in there that's going to require a lot more detoxing. Alright. Alright, so British scientists supposedly cloned a dinosaur. Here's what really happened, and this is a story that's been going around for the past few days. It concerns of a picture of and a story about a what looks like a cloned dinosaur, but in actuality it turns out to be some type of newborn marsupial, like a kangaroo or wallaby, and this is not a baby dinosaur. So sorry folks, we're not going to have a real life Jurassic Park. Although to be all honest, I would like to have a pet velociraptor. I mean, that would be pretty cool, and would probably keep people off my property. Alright, what are 250 million Americans infected with? This is by Mark Rothschild from Skeptic. And it's about this advertisement that's been showing on the internet for the past few weeks concerning apparently some sort of parasite that 250 million Americans are infected with. So odds are everyone watching, almost everyone or everyone watching this is probably infected with this. I'm probably infected with this. And the advertisement is for this one of those one weird trick type of advertisements. And as it turns out, the parasite that's actually inside everyone is relatively harmless and nothing to really be worried about. And if it really is something that's bothering you, clicking on some bogus ad isn't going to help you. You should really probably go see a doctor, an actual doctor, not Dr. Google. So, yeah, so if you see this ad, don't bother clicking on it. It's probably just going to make you think you're sick. Alright. This is, yes, autism rate is rising. Vaccines aren't the cause. This is from, Skeptical Raptor. Yes, I know, I just talked about raptors just a couple of minutes ago, so... Apparently now 1 in 68 children are diagnosed or identified with some form of autism. The reason why autism is going up, rates of autism diagnosis is going up, isn't because of vaccines. It's actually because we're just better at diagnosing it. I mean, more doctors are trained to recognize it and diagnose it. And, plus there's also what's considered to be in the autism spectrum disorder range, so which has also been increased over the years. So, maybe 1 or 2 people. In fact, I know 1 or 2 people who are going to listen to this. I know at least one person who's going to listen to this podcast has autism. He's a friend of mine. He's a pretty cool guy. But vaccines, they have nothing to do with autism, as has been proven for the last about 12 or 15 years or so. What's causing the rates of autism to go up? We're just better at diagnosing it in children, and we're better at recognizing it. I mean, we're not. It has nothing to do with our It has nothing to do with what we're putting into our kids' bodies in order to assure that they live a pretty good long time. Alright, final one. Chupacabra found in Texas, except not really. This is about another story that's been going around the internet about this picture of what looks like a baby Chupacabra, or at least what they think is Chupacabra. This thing, it does look very weird. Excuse me. It does look weird, but it's very probable. Many experts are saying that it's probably either a raccoon or maybe even a dog with mange, and I think, by the looks of it, I'd say it's probably a raccoon myself. What I think it looks like, but it's not a Chupacabra. It's not the alleged elusive cryptid that was first spotted in Puerto Rico, I believe. Back in the 1980s was when they were first spotted. I don't know. I have to look that up, but this thing here, it's just a sick animal. It's not a cryptid. And I've also read in another story that this poor unfortunate animal, I believe, has been put down. So That's the end of that. I mean, if it really was sick, that's the best thing to do for it. I mean, even if it is a chupacabra, you know, it's better to have mercy on it than to force it to be alive. Alright, well, that's it for the Skeptic Wars podcast. I hope all of you who listened enjoyed, and I hope you'll be around next time for the next Skeptic Wars podcast. So, until then, see ya.